If you're loving this podcast, be sure to check out the full lineup. From news and local politics to sports and true crime. Find your next great listen right now at duluthnewstribune.com/podcasts. That's duluthnewstribune.com/podcasts.
Hello, Northlanders. It's Tuesday, June 13th. I'm Wyatt Buckner with your Duluth News Tribune Minute, presented by Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union.
The average MPECU member saves over $785 a year in better rates and lower fees. And with MPECU, every ATM is your ATM. With their free checking program, you get ATM fee reimbursements at any ATM anywhere in the U.S. Check out Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union's services online at mpecu.com or visit their offices in downtown Duluth, Arrowhead Road, or Miller Trunk Highway.
Now here's a look at today's headlines. The Duluth City Council voted 8-0 Monday night to nix plans to temporarily reopen Lester Park Golf Course in 2024. The council instead decided to pour all of Duluth's public golf resources into the Anger Park Golf Course, which is slated for a major overhaul next year, even as the council approved a $5.5 million investment at Anger to replace the course's failing irrigation system next year. The city aims to keep at least 18 holes in play there. Originally, more ambitious renovation plans at Anger had caused the city to suspect all operations at that course would need to be placed on hold in 2024. But due to higher than expected costs, the scope of the work has been scaled back, making it possible for the 27-hole course to remain at least partially open during the project. Mounting estimates of the cost to reopen Lester also prompted the council to reconsider plans to temporarily reopen Lester. Officials predicted the city would lose at least $1.2 million if it were to move play to Lester Park Golf Course in 2024, while renovations will be in progress at Anger Park. Lester has been closed since 2020 and has deteriorated during the interim, driving up the projected cost to reopen it. The city has at least a shot at operating Anger on a break-even basis in 2024, preserving funds for additional improvements that also are needed at that course in the future, according to Jim Philby-Williams, Duluth's Director of Parks, Libraries, and Public Properties. Although the city had hoped to temporarily reopen Lester, 3rd District Councilor Roz Randorf said the financial implications of that plan have forced decision makers to correct course. A new Minnesota law means a new name for Northland School District. School board members at Esko Public Schools, where students have for decades played as the Eskimos, agreed on Monday to discontinue that nickname and related iconography. The nickname is a play on the Esko, the name of the unincorporated Carleton County community, and Eskimo, a word that refers to Alaska natives, who generally find it offensive. The change is a result of legislation approved in late May that institutes a statewide ban on American Indian mascots. The ban takes effect September 1st, 2025, but Esko school board members agreed to stop using the name Eskimos as of June 30th, making the school district's 82-person class of 2023 the last to graduate under that name. It's unclear what name the school district's athletes will compete under in the 2023-2024 school year. The state ban makes exceptions for school districts on reservations where at least 95% of the student body is American Indian. Districts like Esko could ask for an exemption to the ban by petitioning all 11 tribal nations in Minnesota, as well as the Tribal Nations Education Committee. A Forum News Service review of school mascots and iconography found that 11 Minnesota school districts use American Indian mascots, team names, or iconography. They are Ashby, Battle Lake, Benson, Deer River, Esko, Monaga, Pipestone, Red Lake, Sleepy Eye, Warroad, and Wheaton. A well-known West Duluth businessman was ordered Monday to serve 6 years in prison for sexually abusing a child. 62-year-old William Arthur Gallagher received the guideline sentence from Judge David Johnson after pleading guilty in April to second-degree criminal sexual conduct and attempted first-degree criminal sexual conduct. Johnson rejected the defendant's request for leniency, stating, quote, "Prison is the appropriate answer," end quote, for the man who admitted to multiple instances of misconduct toward the girl when she was approximately 13 to 14 years old. Gallagher, best known as the owner of now-shuttered Ganucci's Italian Market, uttered only a few words at the hearing. Gallagher notably operated Ganucci's at 301 North Central Avenue to critical acclaim and a national television appearance on Food Network's Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Formerly a professional cook and refrigeration business owner, he took over the family business, then known as Italian Village, in 2011 and ran it until it quietly liquidated in August 2021. The victim, in her statement, described the experience as, quote, humiliating and dehumanizing, end quote. She said she continues to struggle with depression and anxiety and has trouble trusting people and building relationships, especially with men. Judge Johnson took a few minutes to quietly process all the comments before rendering his decision. Gallagher, who had been free on bond since his arraignment, will need to spend the next 4 years in prison before he's eligible for supervised release. He will then be subject to 10 years of conditional release. Now here's a look at your forecast, brought to you by the Superior Telegram's history podcast, Archive Dive.
Happy Tuesday, Duluth area. Partly cloudy skies, a high temperature of 81 today. Winds from the north about 10 to 15 miles an hour. Can't roll out an isolated stray shower. Majority of us will stay dry. Overnight tonight, mainly clear down to 56 degrees. Then Wednesday, it will be much cooler, right around 65 degrees with mostly sunny skies. Guess where the wind is from. On your Thursday, more of the same, partly cloudy and 61 degrees for the high temperature. Still staying in the 60s for Friday and Saturday with a weak little cold front pushing its way through. I'm Storm Tracker meteorologist Jesse Ritka.
Thank you to Archive Dive for their support. The monthly history podcast, hosted by Superior Telegram reporter Maria Lockwood, dips into the archives of historic events, people, and places around Superior and Douglas County. Look for a new episode on Wednesday at superiortelegram.com or wherever you also get this podcast. Reporting for today's episode was done by Peter Passy, Joe Bowen, and Tom Olson. Thank you for listening to Duluth News Tribune Minute. Have a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.